Hi, welcome to my first YouTube video. I'm Kim at the Eclectic Mushroom. I am a bookmaker, journaler. I love doing that. I fell in love with it when I watched my first video over it. I don't even know how I happened on it. Nick the Booksmith, and she took this composition notebook and very cleverly turned it into the cutest little writing journal that I'd ever seen. It's just so simple and fun, and I immediately started looking for other videos like that. And I came across Gail Agostinelli, and Artie Mays, eventually Artie Mays, and Tracy Fox, and the Paper Outpost, and so many others. And I completely fell in love and immediately began ordering as many things as I possibly could from Amazon to try to be able to recreate some of the beautiful things I was seeing. I thought it would be kind of fun to show you some of my early attempts I've probably made over the years since I first began watching YouTube videos over this topic. Maybe 40, a conservative number. A lot of them, I think I continue to make a lot of similar mistakes. But I really feel like I'm starting to kind of figure out what my style is. I've done a lot of copying of other people's styles, so I absolutely respect and adore what they're doing. I wanted to make something exactly like theirs. Here was an early attempt at junk journaling, and it's a fat one, and you know, it is what it is. It's my early attempts. I'm going to get it up here so you can see it. It was a beautiful book, although falling apart. The spine of it was just completely disintegrating. But I love this gold thing here, and the book was pretty beat up. But it was called Sonnets from the Portuguese, and put in my spine, tried this interesting stitch, which I remember was quite frustrating. I think it took 3 or 4 attempts to finally get that. I had so few supplies. I wasn't really a crafter until I happened on that. I was a busy school teacher, and I had taught for a lot of years, and I needed something in the evening to kind of help me relax, and this just really opened up my world, this world of journaling, junk journaling. I recently saw a video saying what exactly a junk journal is, and I'm not sure that I fall into that. I think that, you know, one of the reasons that I named my channel The Eclectic Mushroom is because, you know, because I haven't quite honed in on what my style is, although I feel like I'm getting much closer. You know, it is. I've been drawn to lots of different things, but most of it has stayed within this junk journaling world, especially bookmaking and all that. All right, just an early attempt. I don't want to show you too much of it because it's all over the place, but you can see as I learn new techniques, I would do them. I saw where people were using pages, starting to collage their things on there, adding napkins. Oh, the drawer full of napkins that I have is pitiful. I bought so many napkins over the years. I don't know. That's one of those things I could use in every journal over 12 lifetimes, and I would still have a pile. My mother and stepfather have recently moved in with me over the last year. I guess it's been since October of 2021. And, but my mother said, we're going to start using these at the dinner table. But no, she's right. We absolutely need to begin using them up. I'm 61 years old, and they need, you know, my daughter's going to have to haul a lot of stuff out of here if I don't start using up all the things that I have. All right. Anyway, early attempts at junk journaling. That's one of the, I've given away many, and as gifts and as different things. I gave one to my mom, actually several to my mom, several to my daughter, and, you know, to friends, to relatives, and I've shared the different things, but this is from the beginning. A little further into the process came this book. And I really wish I knew how to pronounce this word, but I loved it. I love vocabulary. Every day I have to do New York Times Spelling Bee and New York Times Wordle. Those are my, and then the mini. I can't do the big crossword. It's just too much. But I need to spend time. It would take away too much time in the craft room, art room. I'm never sure what to call my space. My family calls it the, pardon my language, crap room. Very apt title. I've had to close my art room down for about a year while we were remodeling the house, and it just all went into the corner of the basement, which is where I work, hence the name Mushroom. Eclectic for how I'm into everything and interested in lots of different styles. When I see the way people are doing things, I want to immediately turn around and do it. But I've also been eclectic, and I've delved into watercolor, acrylics, stitchery. I got into making rope bowls and boxes and containers that were decorated up that I could use in my craft room. All over the place, eclectic. Here's a later on. This is one that I kept because I love the papers. I haven't decorated it. One of these days I'll tackle that, or maybe I'll just leave it as is. I may cannibalize the journal and go back and use some of this. This is some real early when I got started doing the journaling. I saw people sort of dabbing the paper in color and sort of staining the paper, and so and I did that. I did that for maybe 2 or 3 days solid, just doing that sort of thing. I had all kinds of color, blues and green papers and purples, and some that were multicolored. These are examples of that. There is some of this that I stained. And then I saw Artie Mays taking and putting gesso on her paper. So I would go in and cover some of it with the gesso. Just love the texture of that in this book. I don't know that I would be doing papers like this now, though I don't mind it at all. I just appreciate, I don't know, the book pages, and sometimes I worry, should I really be covering them up? I don't know. I'm still debating that. Anyway, you know, Edith, I discovered Edith, who does these books. I love these. Edith Holden. Terrible at names. You will find that out very quickly listening to me. Please forgive me for failure to remember names and things like that. I'm 61 and the memory is going, but the drive and the desire to do this continues. And I know if you're here watching this, you're interested in that too. I decided to start my YouTube channel because to become a part of the community. You know, Artie Mays is my friend. I call her Artie. Oh, I tell my daughter, oh, there's a new Artie video out. I can't wait to sit down and watch it. Or the same with Gail, or Patricia, or Tracy, or Tim Holtz, or, you know, one of so many different. I love to watch the paper Outpost, and I love to hear her African bird, and now her cute little doggy, and you know, they're like friends and people who I share this love of making these journals with. All right. 3 signatures. I love this book. But why did I do this on the back? What was I thinking? I don't know. You know, we live and learn. Speaking of living and learning, here's one, not my style. not what I want to do. Here, where did I put it? I wanted to share it with you. Just so I feel comfortable and know, hey, you know the real me is. Where did I put it? If I'm lucky, it's fallen into the trash. Come out, wherever you are. Well, oh, is it over there? Let me, hold on a second. Give me a minute. You have to see this hideous thing. Come out. Are you ashamed? Aha, there you are. Hiding under some paper. All right. Here we go. My attempts at folioing. Oh my. All right. I don't know quite what to say about this. It is what it is. I do not have the talent sometimes of other people, but there are elements in it that I love. I love this card. I love covering with one of my mini napkins. And there on the back, some of the paper that I had used, and I love that. However, I'm just not sure. You know, I'm still discovering who and what I am. I love this thing of taking papers. I need to cannibalize this. This is still, I'm running out of my paper that I made that died, and it's about time to try my hand at another batch. But anyway, here's some of that dyed paper. In with my coffee dye paper and different, here's just some plain white paper. I think I just threw it together. But anyway, under the belly band, you can see, oh, belly bands. Here I am trying that. I do love sewing, and I love putting different kinds of sewing around. Although now I'm really into the zigzag along on one edge a little bit and then go to a straight stitch and doing that around the outside. I noticed my last batch of tags that I made, I sewed them in that manner. This was a piece of, Franken paper I sort of made, and anyway, turned it into this. I'm really kind of getting away from this style. I want to use different colors, and I feel like I've explored sort of the book pages, and I still love the napkin, you know, adding the napkin to it, but I'm really into the collage right now, and I love that. But anyway, oh my, this thing is, it's kind of sad. I don't know quite what to say about it. But anyway, here we go. We live and learn. We evolve, right? We're in the process of evolving. All right. Here's, this is one that I had come up with this idea to tear this and use it to kind of as a closure. Set it off to the side. And then I had sewn, I had the papers together, and I had sewn in, I guess I did this all, it's such a fatty. It's all just one signature, but oh my gosh, I stuffed it. But then I did a lot of the decorating after my year-long hiatus from being really able to work and journal. And so I just sort of, this was kind of warming me up, kind of got me back into it. I was noticing a change in things that I made and how I did it. This was different from the tags I'd been making before. And I kind of liked where I was going. I was like, yeah, I kind of like that. I'd always cut the strings off. I wanted to try that for a while. Although I'm still, the jury's still out on that for me. Different kinds of adding these foam letters, using more things, adding, I hadn't done a lot of that before. I'm still not real happy with, you know, necessarily how the book is looking, but, you know, this was an old one, an old pocket that I had that I threw away a lot of stuff that I have made in the past thinking, oh, a lot of this is just not good and not something I really want to put in a journal. But there are still elements of things, like this was a little tag that I saved, and this pocket was one, and then I sort of, you know, added to it. But you can see I've added some of my old style of doing things with kind of more the new style, things that I really like. I love Corey Dahlman's way of adding those strips. And then I watched a YouTube video where a young man took napkins and put those in the press. And so this was a napkin that into the, I'm not saying the word right, what you call it. I'm 61. I am starting to lose some of those words, my instant recall. I'll think of it in 5 minutes. The die cut machine, putting the napkin in there. This one, my layers didn't hold together really well. I need to glue this down. But anyway, this was a Tim Holtz Tracy tag. I'm not sure where that came from. I love those brads and how they come across. And then I backed it with some file folder. And I just love that. I love that page. Very, you know, sort of this maybe not so much. Although I do love this shabby dabby doodah idea of stamping on the old book page and doing that. So, you know, trying something different, that's all right. Growing and evolving, that's what we need to be doing, right? Otherwise, we just get stuck. So, I'm anxious to share my evolution and my progress as a journaler with you. And I want you to share your evolution too. All right. So this was one that I have, really the last junk journal that I've decorated, you know, began as something and then sort of turned into something else. But it shows you some of my work and what I'm about. Now, I have 4 journals that I am wanting to work on. And I'm not sure which way I'm going to go first. And even if they're going to stay what they are. But now this is an old cover from many moons ago. Let me make sure I'm in focus. Years ago. But I found this upholstery cloth and I loved it. I loved this. See, I don't even know which side's up. This is the front. Sorry. But I love this. Love these colors. Really my thing. And then I'm not sure if I'm going to go with this, but these are some signatures. I'm not going to open up them. But this is a journal that I'm thinking about working on. Love that. Now that's kind of my colors, my warm colors. But as I'm evolving, I'm really falling in love with greens. Love the greens. And this is some collage sheets that I covered in old. I had started another journal, so you can see the hints of it back behind there. And I really didn't like it. It just didn't seem... it was something I had made quite some time back, and I thought, I really want to take one of these collage sheets that I've been making, and that we're all making, because collage is just the in thing right now, it seems like. And I want to turn it in. I want to recover that journal. So I covered the inside and the outside and grab some papers. I don't think these are going to be my final choice. Not that I don't love them, but I feel an urge to go in a different direction. So I'm anxious to explore whatever that urge is that includes, you know, doing things with these kind of papers and those colors and doing that. All right, I have 4. I can see 3. I didn't just lose that one book. I've lost 2 more. Oh, no, you know what? They're right here on the side. Oh my. You know what? First videos can be difficult, and again, no, this is the way I want it to go. This is the front. Still figuring out. I am definitely ripping out whatever I added here. I'm really not doing what I want to do now with this. I'm going to have to work to get it out, though. Oh, my gosh. Some of that glue is so good. See, that's coming up. I don't like that. Be gone. I love the mushroom and fern idea, but it's the back. I want more color. I love color. I want to bring it into this and include it one way or another. So this is one I want to work on and kind of revamp. Or finish it up and let it be one that's, you know, maybe clashes, but at least I practice on honing in and finding my style. That Kim thing. And then This is a cover that I made. Not exactly in love with the trim, but it's on there. I think it'll work. I've kind of got an idea to put, I don't know, a book page, something on here. But I love the colors in here. And I haven't really worked with orange. I want to work with some of these colors and incorporate them and bring more color to my journaling process. I sort of put these together before I realized really all I'm going to have to remove are just these top sheets. But I really want to go a different way. I love the Janet Marsh paper. I may still include it in what I have. But for my signature cover, I really want to explore different colors, different patterns. Change up my style. I feel like I've been doing the same style over and over. And I want to work on breaking free and showing mine. All right, so my change in style is coming through, at least here recently, in the color palette that I use. Here's my recent collage sheets. I told you I'm really into green, but I love the pops of purple and the reds. And I love this. I'm not going to be able to cut up this sheet. I don't know what I'm going to do it, but I love the two ducks together there on the pond. And I feel like I'm looking at that scene through beautiful nature. So anyway, but I just see more color coming in, variations in how I've done things. And I just want to explore that and follow that. And like I told you, be a part of the community. And hopefully make new friends through this. I retired in June of 2021. It's been a big change this past year. My daughter's lived with me for quite a while. She's in her early, well, I won't give away her age, but I'm 61, and you can probably guess where her age would fall. But anyway, she's been back living with me for the last 7 years, and she is a wonderful roommate, a beautiful daughter. I just adore her. She is a wonderful colorist. Her eye is spot on. I'm not so sure mine is as good, but she really gives me great feedback and good suggestions, and I think she's a reason that I have see myself progressing in a different direction, and with her encouragement to explore my love of color and to not have to do it and make mine look like everyone else's, but my junk journals to look like everyone else's, but to look like mine. And then I was telling you, my mother and stepfather have moved in, so we have a multi-generational home, and I love it. It's a lot of fun. Richard, my stepfather, he's a wonderful, wonderful, beautiful man, and he deals with us 3 women. He is struggling with dementia, and that's a place that we will, I'm glad that they've moved in. I want to help my mom with that, and and it's wonderful having them here. They're really a blessing. Here are some tags. I love tags. I could just do nothing but make tags from all my collage sheets. But anyway, I'm just sort of giving you a flavor of who and what I am, what my styles, what I'm like, some of the things I'm doing, to see if you would be interested in dropping in and visiting my videos, should you be so kind. I just love this one. We live in the country, on a working, my brother is on the farm that was the family farm, and my brother raises Angus, and they are a registered herd, and but anyway, so they live around us, but anyway, I was sitting out on the deck, which we added on in the renovation of the house, making it larger for them. And I've heard this the last 3 times I've been outside during the day, but I've been hearing, it's like the owls talking during the day to each other in the distance. Now we've had quite a bit of wind, so it's sometimes a challenge, but it also sometimes blows the sound in. Anyway, and I was thinking about those owls, and I found this, and I just love this tag. You know, newest style. I love that. That's a sense of where I am now as a crafter, loving those greens. If you don't love greens, well, I'm sure I'm eclectic. It won't be long before I'm exploring new colors as well. I wanted to show you, my daughter and I were just talking tonight about colors. We went through and picked out some sheets, some different copies I made. I'll share with you some of the directions and the things I'm wanting to do. Music paper, love that. Roxy Creations, Graphics Fairy, Roxy Creations, Roxy Creations. I'm not sure where this came from, but cool. Greens, polka dots. I will forever love. Artie Mays is always putting polka dots in hers. Seems like a lot of things she makes. And so whenever I find polka dots, I'm like, oh yeah, I want to be like Artie Mays. But I love this. Love this. Love this combo right here. And then bring in the craziness of that. And then I don't think this will quite go, but a lot of the colors from this will look good. So I sort of want to go with another journal and use sort of these colors there. And I feel like they can share some elements too, like the polka dots and maybe even that green. Maybe that green. But anyway, this and this and maybe that, you know, I'm just wanting to play more with this color and bring in more adventure to it, and maybe, you know, kick it up a notch, as Emerald Lagasse would say, but keep so many of the, you know, work this into, because I don't want to forget that vintage style that I really like. Obviously, this is vintage too, but it's just much more kicked up than what I've been using in the past. So anyway, using those 4 journals that I shared with you, that I actually have left over to the side, I want to kick them up with some of these colors. So join me on my journey as I become a part of this beautiful community, I hope. Click and subscribe to help me out. This is my first time. I want to do craft with me, some tutorials. I'd love to show you how I dyed my paper and show you some more of the, you know, remaining little tidbits that I have. I wanted to share with you this collage sheet, which includes some of the dyed paper that I did. And you can just see that it brings a lot to the collaging and to what I'm doing in my journals. So thank you very much for watching. Remember, click and subscribe, hit the like button, and hey, give me a comment. Let me know what you thought. I know that there's lots to improve on. Stop saying so much, and we'll get to know each other, and you can get to know me, and I'll get to know you better as we follow this process. All right, YouTube video number 1 down in the books. I'll see you next time. Take care, be safe, and be blessed. Thank you.